up, friends? Oh my gosh, I have so many things that need to get done at the ranch, in the garden, that I don't know where to start, and so therefore I have done nothing. I guess I did one thing this morning. I got the tomatoes, celery, and the onion cut up. It has to sit overnight to make salsa, so I did that. I need to get rid of a bunch of stuff in the garden. I need to weed whack some stuff. Marks in the field. I have no idea where the fuel is for it. Anyways, I just have so many things I need to do. I need to plant the garlic. The tulip bulbs arrived at my house yesterday. I wasn't able to bring them to the farm. I need to prepare to plant those. So anyways, and I want to make one last giant bouquet or flower arrangement with the flowers that are remaining before the frost comes. So I have all these things that I need to do, and I don't know where to start. So right now I just decided I want to show you guys the canister. I found it in the barn, and I want to make my flower arrangement, my final flower arrangement in this. So I came to the barn to get it. And it's got to get cleaned up because it's disgusting right now. So I came here to get it, and that's where I'm going to start. Number one, I'm going to take this because I was already over here. So I'm like, well, I might as well start by getting this. So I'll show you guys here. All right, check it out, you guys. It's pretty cool. It's like one of those old milk, I think that's what it is, an old milk canister thing. And somebody's done some beautiful folk art on it. So I'm going to take it. It's just covered in cobwebs. It's disgusting. So I'm going to take it and go clean it all up. And then maybe that's where I will start. So basically, there's not a ton of flowers left. I mean, there are some, but in all reality, the flowers look pretty worse for wear at this time. They're just done. I kind of stopped watering them after, I didn't water them at all after last weekend or anything like that. So basically what I'm going to do is go pick the rest of all the flowers that look half decent, and I'm going to make a giant floral arrangement in this thing here, and that'll be it for me with the flowers this year. But just physically with the flowers, I've already started to order flower seed. A friend of mine, a lady I know, she owns a greenhouse, and so she was actually gonna order me, I don't grow so much stuff that I need. I want to order some plugs, is basically what I'm saying, but I don't need to order as many as you need to order. So this Phyllis, I did a video, I stopped by her greenhouse in the springtime. She's kindly offered to order me some plugs for the springtime. So she ordered me some Roseanne Brown Lisianthus and some Roseanne Black Pearls. So I'm not giving up on that. But anyway, so yeah, I have started to make my orders. Holy, there's all this wood in the bottom of here. I didn't even notice. Anyways, yeah, so I have started to put some orders in of things that I wanted to get early, because they're things that I know I need to start early. So eucalyptus, I ordered that. I also ordered some things that I couldn't get in last year or get enough of, because I don't want to be without that, like Nigella, the black pods. I could only get a small amount of them last year. I got sick in January, and so I wasn't able, I just wasn't feeling myself, and so I didn't do my seed order till really late. I've only ever ordered in the new year, but as I've started to see with this whole cut flower movement going on, that if you want stuff, order it when you want to get it, and you will get it. So I went through, and there were some things that I really knew I wanted to get and try, didn't want to go without. There's still some too, I ordered some from William Dam. There are some too I'll probably do this weekend. I will go on to Johnny's, and I will order the things that I really want to get from there too. And then that way, like, it also splits up like how much money you're spending, right? Like, it's easier to spend a couple $100 right now, like, you know, every month, than spending, you know, thousands of dollars all at once in the springtime. So for me, I like to kind of order things, you know, like periodically, so that it's not just like one big huge bill all at once. So yeah, so I have to do that yet this weekend as well. But anyway, so yeah, the flowers, they look kind of spent, but I want to make one last big beautiful floral arrangement in this canister. So that's what I'm going to get up to very first, because then once I'm done doing that, I can go and I can mow down all the flowers, get rid of them all, clean that all up, and then start, like, for them. I think so, I don't know, I think we're supposed to not get frost for a while, so I'm kind of like battling it. Do I keep them around? I don't know what to do, you guys. Like, yeah, I looked at the forecast, and actually I looked at it a while ago, and on Tuesday it was supposed to get to 0 degrees. So I'm like, oh my God. And I mean, I do think we had a touch of frost, because my squash plants, their leaves they look like they've had some frost, but nothing else does. But squash plants, very, very susceptible to frost. They do not like any of it. That same as like cucumbers, like that whole family there. So they do not like the frost. The leaves just can't tolerate it at all, and they look like they've had some. So anyhow, I re-looked at this forecast, and now it looks beautiful for the foreseeable future. So I'm like, well, but I mean, I don't know if the flowers are really going to produce that much more that it's going to make a difference. But there are some, like the straw flowers, they just started to bloom. I may not get rid of those. My carnations, they're just starting to. I might keep those going too. So yeah, anyways, I got so much to do, and I'm procrastinating by making this video. So anyway, I see Mark has the pressure washer hooked up here, so I'm gonna just pressure wash this off. Hopefully it doesn't peel paint off. Maybe I'll take the hose off the pressure washer, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna get up to here, you guys. So I started to put the wires in, and then I realized it's gonna be a bit of a flop. So I have a different idea. And my different idea was to put a wire around this bucket. I guess I could have poked holes in this bucket as well. That would have been an idea. I could have done that, actually. That would have been cool. But anyways, whatever. We'll go with this. But yes, I think next time I would have just gotten a drill, or even just like hammer and nail and just put a couple holes in it. But anyways, so what I'm going to do is it's not looking pretty so far, but trust me, you guys, once the flowers are in, what you don't see, you don't know. But anyway, so what I'm going to do is so I put that wire around the bucket, and I mean, there's a lip on the bucket, so it's not going to slide up. And then I'm going to attach, like, put some wire through it, and then attach it to those two holes. Because the whole concept of putting wires underneath it to hold it, that was not going to work out. Like, I'd be putting wires in there forever, and there's no guaranteeing that it would just stay. So this just dawned on me, the way better idea to use just these holes and use them as support, because they're going to stay there, and they're good, solid support. So, oh man, see, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to have to put, because I'm thinking, like, yeah, like once the... Okay, so we're going to have to put some holes in the bucket, because once the weight of the water in there, it may just weigh it down, and then, yeah. Okay. All right, you guys. Well, I am going to do all the above, put the holes in the bucket, and kind of redo that whole idea, because I think this way is going to work better, but there's so many things to consider when you're doing this. I am definitely an amateur, so I'm going to let you guys all know that there's lots of mistakes made in everything that I do, and I very much learned by doing stuff. Like, I could read something a million times. I do not retain that information. Like, it's just not in me. I've never been that person, ever. Like, through school, if I do something, I would always remember it. I'm such a hands-on learner, so I learn by trial and error a lot. So, anyways, but, I mean, that's kind of the fun of it all. So, I did think about that, though, as I was putting this in there, that the weight of it could definitely, there's a lip on this Folgers, but it's not like a like it's rounded, so it could definitely slide up, and that's exactly what it did when I put my hand in there and pushed down a bit. So I am going to do that. I'm going to put a hole on each side, and in fact, I think I can just go through with my knife here. Yes, and poke a hole. It doesn't need to be anything major. Now you want them to be kind of even on either side. Okay, here we go. Just poking a little hole, just enough to get the wire through. It doesn't need to be big. I mean, it has to be as big as the size of your wire. Okay. Better idea. Okay, back to square one. So we're putting the wire through the hole, and then the wire through the hole that's on the canister. And then we're just going to secure it as intensively as we can so that we don't have anything falling. And we want it to sit down, like we want it to sit down a bit. So you want to just be mindful of that when you're putting your bucket in there, and where you're gonna secure it, like whereabouts, what depth at, and all that stuff. I have just put that in there just temporarily. Like I will twist it in there way better. I just want to get both sides on here. And yes, this is way better. Okay. Oh, I gotta work through my problems. I guess that's how life goes, hey? Gotta work through everything. All right, here we go. So, brilliant. So I want to sit down a bit. I think that's a good spot there. Awesome. And it's going to hang in there. So you're going to twist your wire, and you just want to make sure that it is super, super, super secure. You know, because we don't want it falling apart. But I mean, wire is pretty amazing. Once you got it twisted all together and everything, it's pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to do here on this side too, get it really in there good. This is going to be amazing. Now that I worked through that. Okay, and then like you don't want to have all this excess, which another amazing thing about just doing it this way, there won't be a ton of excess wire. So you just cut it off because you want people to see that. That was one thing in my class. It's like you don't want people to see your like whatever you call them, like the mechanical parts of your floral design. You don't want people to see that stuff. I actually did one, and I was like so proud of it. And I didn't read the fine print. I was kind of I had to do the assignment, and I was kind of like just so excited about the flowers, and I was just like, oh my god, I went and got all these flowers. And then when I went and did it, I had a clear vase. Well, you could see everything in the clear vase. You could see the foam. Anyways, I did put some ribbon around it and stuff, but you could still see the mechanics of my floral piece, and so I got less marks for it, which, I mean, whatever it is. I mean, this is not like do or die, but it was like a good learning moment for me. You want to try to hide as much of that stuff as possible. So like even when we're done, like if there's no flowers covering this, what we could do is we could just like say put, you know, some ribbon around it just to hide what's going on there. But I mean, we can probably have some flowers hanging over or whatever, something like that, that's draping over, and then it'll hide all that anyways. But okay, you guys, so I'll show you. You can see I've got my bucket in there now, and it's secured by the wire. Oh my goodness, that's like just that little error made my video 10 minutes longer, but all good. Anyhow, so now that's what we're gonna start with in that regard. My foam is still absorbing the water, it's still floating, and you can tell it's not it's not totally sunken down on this one corner. So it means it's still absorbing the water. So we're just gonna keep letting that sit and do its thing. And then yeah, we'll get working on our floral design. I gotta go pick flowers, but I do have some wheat, so this is amazing. I'm for sure gonna use it. It's harvest time for us here, so that's gonna add a nice touch to my floral design. But okay, you guys, I'm gonna run outside, get the flowers, and do all that stuff, and then come inside and we'll get building this up here. So okay, you guys, so I am back inside now with all the flowers. It was lots of fun just going around and picking randoms of everything. I mean, there are some that have a lot of flowers still growing, like the Asters. There's still tons of those. They just started to bloom. There's, yeah, cosmos kind of everywhere, but some of them look good, some of them don't. That's the thing with cosmos. Like, you could have this one beautiful flower, and then you've got like 3 that have already died back, and like, damn it, if you cut them off, it's just kind of a wonky shape. But anyways, there's also some Gladiolus, like a whole other patch that's just starting to freshly open up. So anyhow, I'm a big believer that in art you do what speaks to you, and you create what is aesthetically pleasing to you and what is your style. So there are definitely rules of design when it comes to flower arranging. And you know, I can't even remember them all off the top of my head. When I took my floral design course last year, you know, there are definitely basics to things and how you build and shape things up or whatever, which is aesthetically pleasing to the eye. But I also believe that you have to create your own style too, and that's kind of how I feel when it comes to art. Like, I mean, I love to paint and create and all that kind of stuff, and so I mean, even when I do hair, that's my career. I have my own style of how I cut hair, how I color hair. You know, it's not the same as the person beside me. Like, you kind of adopt that over time, and that's how you do things. So I believe when you're doing any kind of art form, floral arranging, do what makes you happy. Like, I love things to be kind of wild and crazy looking and all that kind of stuff, and that's maybe not for everybody, but that's what I love. I love it to be kind of free and flowy and just, yeah, wild and free. And so that's what I like to do when it comes to even my bouquets. But I am not a professional, so that is my disclaimer. I am not a professional, and if you are watching this and you've been doing floral design forever, like, give me some tips and tricks and like some of your pointers, because I'd love to hear them. You know, I've only taken the one class as far as floral design goes, so I am open to hearing whatever, because honestly, sometimes you just get creating things that, you know, you've just, you know, in your head you like, but when somebody suggests something different, you're maybe like, I never even thought about that. So if you are a floral designer and you are watching this, by all means, like, chime in and give me some pointers and some tips and some suggestions or whatever, because I'd love to hear it, honestly. But yeah, so I'm just gonna get cracking here, you guys. I think what I'm gonna start with is my outer base and then build up from there. So when I was outside, I found the Dusty Miller, and the Dusty Miller, I wanted to kind of get tall enough to put in a bouquet. It did not, even though it says it can. I'm not too sure how you get them long enough. They probably could have, yeah, they are short. So anyways, but I think what they're going to look good is around the bottom base here. So I think I'm going to put a few of those in to start and then build up from there. But that's how I'm going to get going. I am going to put the video on time lapse here so that we're not here forever, because this may take me forever. She's going to be a bit of a beast. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 buckets of flowers that I need to fill in there, so that could take me quite a while. So I'm going to time lapse quite a bit of it while I get going. Once we're kind of doing some of the final touches or whatever, I'll talk a little bit more about what's going on there and why I chose to do it the way I did. But I have no plan, really. Like, once I saw the Dusty Miller, I was like, those will look good kind of around the base. That'll cover up these things that we don't want to see. The mechanics of the design. And yeah, so I was like, well, if we do that, then we can build up. That's about all I have. So that's what we're going to start with here. And yeah, so let's get cracking, you guys. I just wanted to check in with you guys because I have started to put the Dusty Miller in and already totally love it. It's so cute in there. So that is a win. So I definitely I have some green Ammi that I think will look, I don't know. I don't know if I want to totally put like all like it really thick with Dusty Miller here at the bottom, or if I'm gonna have other things that can like kind of shoot out, because I did pick some really short. I picked some shorter Cosmos and some Calendula, so that might look kind of cute sticking in between there. with some of the greenery. But anyways, I think I could add a little bit more Dusty Miller in there. I don't know. I thought I was going to put this on time lapse the whole time, but this is actually kind of fun. And so I want you guys to be a part of it. So, if it's boring you, fast forward. If you love it, stay with it. But yeah, and the nice thing is the Dusty Millers are they kind of curve out a bit. So that is really helpful to kind of cover that lip of the canister here. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, just with anything, take off those bottom leaves. Oh, yeah, like see, that's cool to me. Yeah, I'm down. I am super down with this Dusty Miller. Oh yeah, it's a good time. Okay. I think that's probably enough to start with the Dusty Miller. I picked a whole whack of it. Like I could probably do a bunch more, but I was like, I don't know, like how it's all gonna fit there in the bottom. Okay, so then I'm thinking like some of my taller stuff, I'm thinking I want to have a couple of these. Oh, I have a lot of tall flowers. Oh, this is a hard one on my brain here. I think I'm gonna have these sticking up the middle of them, the glads. And I do, you don't need to have it as tall, you can leave it, but I mean, you can see that the flowers are opening up to here. They will continue to open a bit, but you don't really need these top, the top buds there. So, okay. All right. And I'm going to want it, I have a vision that I want it to be like up and down. Like I don't want it to be, oh shoot. I don't want it to be like all just like one height. I want there to be like levels of it. So I'm going to put in some like shorter, some taller, whatever. Like I don't want them to all be the exact same height. So I'm going to go in with the glads here and start with that. And that's a nice thing about floral foam is it keeps your arrangement in the shape that you want it. It is beauty, that stuff. Like if you're, oh yeah, it's so good. Oh, I'm just so excited already. Okay. Now I picked, a lot of everything. I don't know if I'm going to use it all, but I am definitely going to, maybe I'll put a third one in here, going up the back. And a bit taller than everything else. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh. I feel a little bit sick to my stomach right now. I'm not too sure why. I don't know. Not sure, but I should probably drink some regular water and not some carbonated water. But anyway. Okay. So we have lots of tall stuff, including our Snapdragons, which I think maybe going up to the side a bit, like something like that. Okay, that's cool. That is cool. Let's see. It's a good thing I switched up the wiring in here because I'm pushing those flowers in there, and yeah, that would have fallen through in no time. Okay. This might be a bit too long yet, but I like it. A little bit wild. In the real world, you would probably have something that you could spin around so you could see all sides of it, and then it would be like aesthetically pleasing on all sides. But I am working for it to face forward because of this beautiful design on here. So that's the direction I'm going with this baby. So I'm still going to put some stuff in the back, obviously, because you don't want to see these gaps. But for me, I want everything kind of facing forward. So I'm going to do that. Okay. What do I want to throw in there next? Some sunflowers. I still had some sunflowers blooming, so I'm going to throw some of these in there because it's kind of fall-esque and it's, fall right now. So, I don't know. Some people think that sunflowers are like a sign of the summertime, and for me, they really speak fall to me. So mine were ready super early this year, and I actually watched somebody else's YouTube video where their sunflowers were early this year too. I'm like, oh, I'm not the only one. I wonder what it is. Like, they were succession planted. They had different maturity dates and all that stuff, and yet they were all ready at the same time and early this year. So I don't know what's up with that, but anyways, I have ones that are not just singles. Like one stems. I have these ones that are they're branching, and so they're still producing, which is kind of sweet. Oh, yeah, gotta let the cat out here. I'm already loving the looks of this, and I just started. I have so many flowers I can put in here, so I'm really, really pumped about the whole floral design. This is what I want you to do. This is 100% me procrastinating on. No, Charlie. 100% me procrastinating on doing yard work. I need to get the bed ready for planting the garlic, and I'm just not into it today. And then tomorrow, I gotta start picking veggies for a final veggie subscription, and then I have my cooking class. And then Monday, I pick the rest of the veggies. So, things aren't going super great for me in that department of, I'm going to take this one out, of getting stuff ready. But I figure we have all of October to get everything ready. But then I'm going to see my great auntie in October. And before I know it, it's probably going to be over. But anyway, whatever. We'll have the time to do that. Okay, so let me see. I am loving that. I am loving that so far. That's looking really cute. Okay, so these are also kind of nice. They remind me a bit of the sunset. Oh, shoot. These ones they're already going to seed, so they're not that great. But these remind me of the sunset. They are the Snapdragons, and I believe they're called the Potomac or Potomac. And then I just don't know the variety of them. But they are, they look like a sunset to me. And that's kind of like fall-y as well. I'm definitely going to cut that stem up quite a bit shorter. Oh, shoot. Oops. Put that in there. Ah. Okay. All right. Yeah, those look cute. Okay, so I think I'm gonna start to. I should put something in the back there. Which we do have more snaps, and those could look cute in the back. Just kind of poking up the back there. Yeah. Oh, losing some of them. Snapdragons are kind of amazing because some of them can do well in the heat, and then some of them they can do well in the cool weather as well. So some of them are still looking really good right now, so that's cool. I have these little seeds stuck to them. Okay. What else? Alrighty. I think I'm going to put in some of the asters now. I have quite a few of them. I can actually move the dusty miller over. And these are not super fall looking, but mixed in with those big sunflowers, they can look kind of fall. Like, yeah, these are kind of nice fillers because there's a few on each stem, so they kind of, and they're big, so they kind of take up some good real estate in there, so that's good. That's really nice. I can see that they're starting to get a little diseased, just by the looks of their leaves, but we get rid of those pretty much, so, and whatever, I'm at the end of the season, so it's not that big of a deal to me, but yeah, I could tell that they're getting some diseases going on, which is common for these asters. That's the other thing too, like once they start to get nice and full, it's like harder and harder to find a spot to slide them into, the stems into. Oh, and there's this guy. I just have to kind of stand back and look here. I think it's all kind of going in this direction. There. That's better, I think. Okay. Yeah, sadly the petals, like, I don't know why. Last year they did so awesome, but the petals seem to be turning, like the petals on the flowers seem to be getting brown tinges on them fast. That could be from the thripe that's going on out there, which is these tiny, tiny little insects, and they actually do cause discoloration, so that could be it. I don't see them in there, but they could be hiding in all of those petals. Ooh. Okay. How about these ones? I think these ones are called oh, no, these are not the chamois ones or whatever. But also an aster, kind of cool looking. When I took my bouquets home this week, I was pleasantly surprised because when I picked some of them, they looked kind of iffy. Like they kind of looked shabby. But when I had them in the car overnight and it got cool out, and then they were in, nice cold water and everything. By the time the morning came around, they really perked back up and they looked really good. So I was happy to see that they didn't stay looking kind of frumpy looking. So they bounced back nicely. Ah. No. Pop that in there. It's like this big, huge stem. Just toss it in there. Alright. Okay. I think I have so many flowers. I've got enough flowers to make a ton of bouquets here. So I'm just going to stick in the Rudbeckia kind of all over. That'll just give it some real nice pops of color here, there, and everywhere. I'm just going to stick them in. long as they're getting into the water, that's the most important thing. Come on. That's the other thing with these stems. Like some of the stems, which the Rudbeckia, I mean, some of them have a thicker stem, some of them do not. It makes it a little bit harder to jam them in there into that florist foam. And the other thing too is like, I mean, I'm not 100% sure how well the floral foam is gonna work with these cut flowers, because I've never used floral foam for my like garden cut flowers. So I'm not too sure if they're gonna do well in it or not. I've used them for from buying bunches of flowers at a floral shop and doing it, which I'm sure they're all the same, but I've never made an arrangement with my own flowers before, so there's that happening too today. Okay, I'm gonna put one more of these Rudbeckias in because there's lots of them kicking around. And I like them coming from everywhere. They look so pretty. Oh, get in there. Okay, there we go. Yeah, once all the stems start going in, it gets harder and harder to find a spot to jam everything in. Okay, so now I want to get a little bit more height going on, and so something that provides a lot of that for me, which, I mean, these are sold as a cut flower, which I don't know. I don't know if I'm not picking them at the right time or what's going on, but Verbena, like, it loses its flowers almost immediately after you start picking it. So I don't know if that's just how it is, and it's not really the best cut flower. I mean, they smell beautiful, and they look really cool, but like, yeah, I don't know, maybe I've been picking them a little late, but like the tiny little, so Verbena is, they smell like lilacs and they have flowers like lilacs, if you can see there, I don't know. Anyways, the flowers just come out so easily, so I don't know what that's all about, but I didn't love them this year. They definitely helped add some wildness to my bouquets, and I mean, I like them, but I don't know that I would grow them again, just because they just drop these little flowers everywhere, and I don't know if people would love that, you know. It's probably kind of annoying to have to constantly be cleaning them up. So I don't think I'll grow them again, but for this year, I mean, I like them. Like, I definitely like them, but are they in my top 10? No. They are surely not. Surely not. Okay. They do add some, like, just nice kind of, yeah, like I said, like, they're a bit wild, so they add some kind of wildflower vibes to any bouquet or arrangement, which I do like. And the other thing about growing them is that, like, the pollinators absolutely love them, so the butterflies, the bees, everything, actually monarchs really like them too. They were all over them, so that was pretty cool seeing them. Something I grabbed one of, but I don't even think I'm going to use it because I only have one, but it is the Bells of Ireland, and I don't know, you guys, I'm not sure what goes on with my, like, this is the second time it's happened, so I'm going to plant them in a different spot next year, but basically what happens, they get, like, brown spots on them, and I think it is called, like, a rust. I was kind of looking it up. They're not typically very sensitive to any kind of issues, and so sadly I didn't really have a ton of them to pick this year. And I mean, last year they kind of got that brown, I think it is like spot rust or something like that, I think is what it's called. I'm not too sure. I looked it up the other day, but again, my memory is just not that great with that kind of stuff. I always have to look everything up because there's just so much information. Anyways, yeah, so basically last year, I mean, I kind of did the same thing where I took all the brown leaves off, but last year I at least had like a decent stem of leaves that were green, and then I could just peel the brown ones off. This year, it's like all I can get is just a few of them, which it still is super cute, but it's just kind of a waste of time. So I'm actually not even going to put it in my bunch here. To heck with that. Sadly, they just did not really perform like I was hoping, so whatever. You live and learn. And so, yeah, I'm going to plant them again because I love them and Mark loves them. He was always asking about the bells of Ireland. So we'll plant them again. But yeah, in a different spot. They're kind of close to where they were last year. I'm going to plant them, try something different. Okay. Statice, that was a serious winner for me this year. I've never grown Statice before. And it was awesome for me. Like, I loved it, and I only got this purple stuff, so next year I'm going to get tons of different colors. Like, I'm going to try the pastel ones, and I'm going to try, there's like a yellow one. Yeah, there's a bunch, so I'm going to grow them all because they are good fillers, and they look beautiful, and they last. So, you know, there's some flowers that have, some flowers, not sunflowers, some flowers have really, really great vase life, and some of them don't, and so it's nice. It's nice to have flowers that do have a good vase life and a few different kinds of flowers because then, you know, when your flowers are dying back, you can take out the ones that are dying back. And then you can put it, like, you can still have some that look really good and keep your arrangement or bouquet going strong. So it's nice to have a variety. All right. I'm putting in a Cosmo here. Cosmos don't necessarily have the best vase life. But I do like them because they're really pretty and they're just, and I like the greenery of them. So they're kind of a nice addition to a bouquet. Or an arrangement. But, they don't have like the best vase life. So their petals tend to wilt fairly quickly. But I got a few of them to put in here, so. And I'm like, are we starting to feel the vibe of, now see, I think I can add more Dusty Miller back into the bottom now. Now that I kind of see where it's at, I'm like, okay, I can definitely load up the base some more. Because that'll look really good. There's this huge clump of them here. They have a kind of a woody stem. Holy. It's not ideal timing to be popping these in there. Because, oh, that one's too big. Because I've already built, like, you know, kind of around them. But I wasn't really too sure how they were going to work out. So I wanted to get as many flowers in there and then just kind of assess. So we're just having fun. But in the future, if I were ever to make another arrangement in this, I would know. Like, you can definitely load up your flowers around the bottom because it can splay out or splay out. It can go out. So it's all good. But yeah, I like it. I do like it down there. Like, I think it looks really great. I think it looks awesome at the base of that. So that is a super win today, like, as far as arranging goes. To me, I think that Dusty Miller definitely has its place. I was kind of feeling a little meh about it, but you know what? If you're doing an arrangement, that's a cute base. It's so good. Yeah. I love that. I love it. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, so I think, all in all, I think we have enough flowers. I mean, we may add some more, but I do think, like, it's pretty vibrant. I mean, you can add the odd one in here and there, whatever, not a big deal. But I do think we're pretty full right now of lots of color. And so I think we're going to add some greenery in there now, and some filler. And so we do have some green Ammi, which, I mean, it's not totally green. It's a good filler. And then the other one we have too, we have some Bupleurum, which I love. It's one of my favorites. Again, it just makes the bouquet and like your whole arrangement look like it's just got that kind of whimsical kind of feel to it all around. So, kind of look in here. So I'm gonna have those sticking out. I'm adding these right now. They are beautiful, and they're just gonna add so much interest into this whole. Okay, my stem is as crooked as it gets. I just noticed that, so I want to snip that off. Take off the rest of these leaves because they're gonna be jammed down there. We don't want the leaves in the water either. They just become a breeding ground for bacteria and all kinds of stuff like that. So you don't want that. Yay. Toss those in there. Back in here too. So you can kind of see them poking out from everywhere. Love that. Oh yeah, I got more of that. This is one of my all-time favorite pieces of greenery for sure. I grew it last year for my very first time. I was like, what is this when I first started to grow? And then as it got going, it got like stronger. I was like, oh my gosh. Like I absolutely love it. It's just, it has these cute little yellow flowers on the top, and then just the leaves are just absolutely, they're just amazing. Nice green, they're durable, and they do have good vase life. You do want them to soak, like, I mean, I'm not doing that right now, but typically if you're going to make bouquets, they will wilt a bit, and then you want to let them soak in some water so that they bounce back and they don't wilt, or they perk back up. Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, you guys, I'm loving it. It looks so good. Oh, so pretty. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, this is going to be a long video. I keep thinking, okay, maybe I will go on time lapse now, but no way. This is way too much fun and excitement. After this weekend, it's going to be no breaks. It'll be straight it's going to be straight morning till night in the garden, getting it all ready. Planting garlic, planting tulips. The tulips just arrived yesterday. They're at my house at the beach. I couldn't bring them back with me because my car was full of coolers to do the veg this week. So there, I think I ordered like 3,000 tulips. I'm really hoping to have better success with them this year than I did last year. Unfortunately, last year, they were iffy for me. Like they were not showstoppers like I was hoping. And mostly because I'm only here at the farm on the weekends. And as you know, tulips are fairly time sensitive. So, so I wasn't here when some of them were just starting to open up, and that's when they need to be picked, and we don't have our cooler up and going, and so it just didn't really work out that great. So maybe next year we'll have the cooler going. I don't know. Like it always just seems like we have a million things going on, so all of the things that we want to get done don't necessarily always happen. But, so I'm giving the tulips another shot this year, and then if they don't perform like I was hoping for them, I will pass on tulips for I'm taking this one out. It's kind of driving me nuts. I'm going to pass on tulips for the foreseeable future while I'm still going back and forth to the lake, because it's a lot of money invested. And if you're not recovering your investment into them, then what's the point of doing them, right? So I'm gonna give them a shot one more time because I'm not a quitter, and I do believe I can be successful with them. I just need to figure it out and maybe get that cooler going, because you can pick them and they'll stay really good in a cooler. You can pick them before they open and they'll stay like that for a really long time and they'll stay well. So, that might be something we need to get going on. But like, honestly, like, Mark, it's not just a me job. I mean, we should probably hire somebody to do it with us. But he's just got a million things on the go all the time that it makes it just really hard to get any other extra jobs done when we're just basically just keeping our head above the water. It feels like 90% of the time. But so we'll see if it comes together next year. I'm sure it will. But I'm sure the tulips will be a better success for me. I have high hopes. I learned a lot with them this year and doing them. And also the other thing too is that I'm only doing flowers next year. So all my focus is going to be on flowers. I'm still going to grow a huge garden, but just for us. And I'm not going to do the veggie subscription. I'm taking a year off for sure, or if not, forever. But there's lots of reasons I'm doing that. We'll discuss that later. But for now, the tulips is what we were chatting about. And they're here. So they need to be planted. The garlic needs to be planted. I need to get the garden ready for them to be planted and figure out where I'm going to plant them. And so there's that. So we're planting 2,000 cloves of garlic and we're planting 3,000 tulips, or I can't even remember what I ordered. Like, you have to order these things. You have to order them in the springtime. So it's hard to remember what you've ordered. Oh man. Just adding a little eucalyptus in there. I had a few sprigs of it remaining that I didn't cut. And they're just looking so good in there too. Holy crap. So good, you guys. I'm just so happy with how this is turning out. Like, oh, yeah. Sometimes you're like, oh, less is more. Heck with that. I'm like, more is more. Like, I just like, it's so good and just full of life. Yes, I love it. I do like less is more too. Sometimes I follow this guy on Instagram. I can't remember his name, but he does some pretty awesome arrangements, and his are pretty minimalistic, and they are very, very beautiful too. So I love those. Yeah, I just like love flowers. That's something. Oh no, that one's not very good. Shoot. Flowers are definitely a love of mine that I didn't even know that they were a love of mine. I've mentioned that probably a million times in every video that I record, because I have found such a incredible love for flowers this year in doing these bouquets. It is the joy that it brings me, and the just being able to be creative, and flowers, they're just so beautiful, and they just, my family loves flowers. My mom, my grandma, she's passed away. My one auntie, she's passed away as well. Like, these people that I love so dearly, they absolutely love flowers. And so, it just like kind of makes me think of them the whole time that I'm doing it. So it's amazing. Okay, you guys. This is one of those moments where I'm like, okay, should we let good be good enough here? Or do we just keep like jamming them in there? I think I'm going to put some of this at the back, filling that back space so that it doesn't look like there's holes back here. Pop that in there. That's a great there. Absolutely. Oh yeah, the other one too, in one of my videos, there's green Ammi and white Ammi. If you know anything about cut flowers, they're great. There's great fillers. They're great fillers. And so earlier in the season, I had the white Ammi. This is the green Ammi that's coming in strong right now, and it's awesome. Well, there was also one that I was like, oh, it's an Ammi as well, and it's called Dara. Well, actually, it is not. Dara is not. It's not an Ammi. Dara is, I think it's called a Daucus or something, and is actually a wild carrot. I was looking it up. So this is what the Dara looks like. It comes in like pinks and purples. Super cute as well. Maybe that's too close for you guys. I don't know. Anyways, and so it's very cute, and it's a beautiful filler too. So I was wrong in that video. It's not Ammi. I think it's called Docus or something. And so Ammi is white and green, and then this is it's actually a wild. It's part of the wild carrot family. So there was a learning moment for me as well, which there always is. I'm very new at this, as I've said many times. So, all right, then I got a little bit of that in there too. Oh my gosh! One thing I don't have in there yet is any of these oh man, there's still some sunflowers. Like I just like don't even know if I can not put these sunflowers in there. Oh. I can't wait to see what Mark thinks when he gets home of my creation. Yeah, I gotta put them in there. Like, to heck with that. I got these flowers. I'm not gonna have flowers for a lot of months. You guys, our frost is coming like ASAP here. And that means that there will be no fresh flowers other than when I go buy them for myself for months and months and months. So I'm jamming them in here. Like, I don't even care. They're going in. More the merrier. Because soon enough I'll be so sad. Life will be so boring without them. I love it. It's just like, it's just a wild, wild bouquet or arrangement. Okay, this has been so much fun for me, you guys. I've loved it. When I was doing the floral arranging for my classes last year, I loved that too. It was just like, got in the mode, put on music, and was just like into it, and I just absolutely loved it. Same kind of things going on here. Don't have music going because old YouTube, there's no copyright business I can have there. So, but yes, anyways, yeah, you know what, you guys? I think that's pretty much gonna do it for me. Unless I want to slide this on in here. No, I'm kind of, oh my gosh, I just realized, you guys. Well, again, like, this is how I've kind of felt about Lisianthus this whole year. There was a few of them starting to bloom out there right now. They've been blooming a little bit off and on all summer, but I haven't totally loved them. I made a whole video on not loving them, but there's a few of them. And see, like, clearly I don't care about them enough that they didn't even make it into this. But this one's called the Delft. No, this one's called, can't remember. Terrible with the varieties of them. But anyways, so there's the purple one there. Not bad. This one, I don't mind this one, this whole green one, but I do like, it's like yellowy green. I love that color. Don't totally, but yeah, the shape of them is pretty cool, and I can see that kind of going in there somewhere. Should I try to shove them in here? What do you guys think? Like, should I give it a whirl and pop a couple of them in there? Just for fun? Ugh. Where is this even gonna go? Oh, I got one in there. All right, I'm going for this one too. Let's see if I can pop it in there. I like this one better than the purple one, so I gotta try to get this in there somewhere. Whoopsie daisy. Is that even in the water? Oh yeah. It is. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, I got Lisianthus in there and they actually look good. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna quickly browse through my buckets. Make sure I haven't missed anything. There was a couple straw flowers that didn't make the cut. They're kind of small, so whatever. Oh! This is one of my favorite, Nigella. There's only like a few stems of it randomly growing out there. Of course I have to slide them in here somewhere. I just have to. I just love these. These are the black pods. Could hardly get any of them this year because I ordered so late, as I said. I ordered so late that I they were out of stock wherever I was trying to order them from. I'm sure I could have went on a wild goose chase and tried to find even more, but I just, to heck with it. It wasn't meant to be this year. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes. I knew there was something I needed to get in there. So good. It's like absolutely wild. It's like craziest arrangement ever, and I love it. Okay, I want to know what you guys think. I want to know what you guys think in the comments. Like, yay or nay to this beast. Like, do you like it or don't you? Like, what are your thoughts? Should we just have more greenery, or what do you think? Like, do you like the tall spiky things in there? Is it too many flowers? Should be more greenery? What do you guys think? I want to hear your thoughts on my big arrangement, because I do think it's pretty good. I might, like, when you stand back, it's like, okay, you gotta have a little look, but maybe a little bit more orange on this side. Yellow, orange. There's just so many stems in here now. Ah. Oops. I gotta cut it shorter. Maybe that feels better. I just felt like there was like all this orange on the far side. Yeah, that looks good to me. Now, the other thing that's kind of weird to me too is that I have all the long stuff going over this way. Like, should I swap this one with the pink one? Or should I just like go and toss one more long one over here? Maybe I should just do that. I have this like long burgundy colored one. And, oh yeah, that's not bad. Like that. Oh shit, I bent the stem. That's gonna die off, but whatever. Okay, that looks better, I think. I don't know, actually. Nope. Nope. That has brown spots. Don't love this one. Maybe I do want this in here after all. I'm gonna swap them. Something that's weird to me in the center. No, you know what? I think it looks good. I'm not gonna mess with it anymore. I like that it's kind of all, there's no real continuity to it all. It's just like do kind of all over the map. Okay, you guys. Well, this is gonna wrap up this for me. It's gonna be a long video. I apologize, but I just couldn't just fast forward through this whole bouquet making process or arrangement making process. Like, it's just so beautiful. I just could not. So anyway, let me know what you guys think of my arrangement in the comments. Like, if you like it, give me a thumbs up. If you hate it, give me a thumbs down. Give me some constructive criticism. Whatever. But this to me is like, it's me. When you see it, it's like, oh yeah, just like large and in charge and big and abundant and vibrant and wild and crazy. So, but yeah, that's going to wrap it up, you guys. Probably this is it for my flowers for the rest of the season, but I absolutely love my little arrangement. So make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share. And we'll check you next time.